Hello, my awesome chemists. Today we are going to be doing the penny lab. So I will do it for you. You make your observations and then you are going to write a formal lab report. So let's read the procedure together. Number 1 says obtain 3 pennies for each lab member. So I have 3 pennies right here. It is important for this specific lab to use pennies that are from before 1982 because back then they used to make them out of copper. Now they're made of zinc with a very thin layer of copper on the outside. Number 2 says assemble a ring stand with a ring clamp and wire gauze. Place a beaker on the wire gauze and surround the beaker with a second ring clamp so that the beaker is prevented from tipping over. So this is my setup here. You find the ring stand and the ring clamp in your cabinet right here. So I got those. You need a second ring clamp and a wire gauze, and you get those from the white drawers right here. So I already got a second iron ring from down here. I'm also gonna get a wire gauze. And I'm going to place it right here on the first ring. And then I'm gonna get a beaker. My beakers are in the drawers, so I'll use this one. And the reason why we have that second ring is just to prevent this from tipping. Next step says obtain 1 gram sample of granulated zinc and pour it into the beaker. So I'm going to go to my balance, and this is actually the one for AP Chem, but it's the only one that I have out here, so I'm just going to use it. So you put a weigh boat on the balance, and then you hit 0, wait until it reads 0 grams, and then you get your zinc. And it doesn't matter that it's exactly 1 gram as long as we write down what the mass is. So this is perfect. I don't need to keep adjusting it. So go ahead and write the mass down in your observations. So we're going to only have a couple of quantitative observations here and a lot of qualitative observations. So the mass of the zinc is one of them. It says to pour it into the beaker. Next, step 4 says, using a graduated cylinder, carefully pour 25 milliliters of sodium hydroxide 3 molar NaOH solution into the beaker. Again, we don't have to have exactly 25 milliliters as long as we write down what our measurement is. So the graduated cylinder I got from my drawer right here. This is my 3 molar NaOH. You need to make sure that you check your labels. And when you measure it, you want to measure the bottom of the meniscus, so it looks like it's slightly less than 25 mils, which is totally fine. You just record it. If you want it to be exactly 25 milliliters, there are pipettes in your drawer. You can just add a few more drops to make it exactly 25 milliliters. So I'll let you measure that, record it down. That's another quantitative observation. We're going to add that to our beaker. Okay, our next step, it says, using forceps or tongs, carefully add 2 pennies per lab member to the solution. Do not drop the coins into the solution so that you cause a splash. So basically, just be careful putting it into your solution. You don't want to splash that stuff on you. Set the remaining pennies as control that can be compared with the treated coins. So for each lab member, since I'm just doing it by myself, 1 of the pennies I'm going to set aside as control. The other 2 pennies I'm going to take and put into my solution with the zinc and the sodium hydroxide. So you can use either forceps or tongs, it's up to you. And so I'm going to put this one and this one here, so you can see them in there. The next step says, step 6, heat the beaker gently with a Bunsen burner flame. When the solution just begins to bubble, adjust the burner flame to continue gentle bubbling. Caution, do not allow the solution to boil vigorously. So I'm going to go ahead and light my Bunsen burner. Your matches are in your drawer. the used matches in the tin can. And you want to put this under. You can adjust the height of the flame so that it's not boiling too vigorously. Obviously it's not boiling yet, so we're going to give it a minute. And we'll read the next step. Step 7 says, observe and record any changes in the appearance of the coins until no further changes are noted. So I'm going to let it boil gently for a minute and we'll come back. So it has been gently bubbling for a minute or so. And it looks like the pennies have kind of changed color a little bit. Let's read the next step. It says, step 8, fill a beaker with tap water. With forceps or tongs, remove the pennies from this hot solution. Place them in the beaker of tap water. Remove heat from the beaker of sodium hydroxide solution, but do not discard the solution. So we want to turn off the heat. And you always want to turn off the heat before you go in above your solution so you don't burn yourself. And we got a beaker of tap water, and with forceps or tongs you want to go in and remove each of the pennies and put it in the tap water. And it says do not discard of the solution yet, just because it's pretty hot, so you don't want to discard it while it's hot. We will discard it in a minute. Step 9 says, using forceps or tongs, remove the coins from the beaker of water, rinse them under running tap water, dry the coins with a paper towel, set one coin per lab member aside to be used for later comparison. So we are just trying to rinse them. We don't want to touch them while they were in the hot solution, so we initially put them in just some water. We're going to take them out and rinse them under more water, and then we'll be able to handle them. So now that it's pretty much rinsed, I can actually handle it. I'll be able to touch it now. And I'm going to take it out and dry it. And here's what it looks like now. And there's my first penny that I left as control. This is my second penny. I'm going to go ahead and take the other one out of my beaker and rinse it as well. Okay, so I went ahead and did the same thing with the other penny. And so now I have two pennies that have changed color, and then this is my original that was my control. So I'm going to go ahead and read the next step. Step 10 says, fill a beaker with clean tap water. Gently heat the other treated dry coin in the outer cone of a Bunsen burner flame, holding it vertically with the forceps or tongs. Continue heating the coin until the appearance changes. Do not overheat it. Immediately immerse the coin in the beaker of tap water and record your observations. So lots there. So it said first to get a beaker and fill it with tap water. So I got another beaker here filled with clean tap water. And it says that I'm going to take one of my two pennies that have changed color, and I'm going to gently heat it in a Bunsen burner flame. So I'm going to go ahead and light my Bunsen burner again. Remember that in a Bunsen burner flame, a good flame has an inner cone and then an outer cone. The well-defined inner cone, the tip of that inner cone, that is the hottest part of the flame. So if I need to gently heat my coin, I want to do it above nowhere near that inner cone. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up my penny, hold it sideways, and I'm going to heat it up. gently. And when I see a color change, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water. See, there's a color change there, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in the water. Turn off your Bunsen burner flame. And this was just hot, but when it went in the water, it cooled down. So it is up to you if you want to grab it with your tongs, or I'm just going to go ahead and grab it with my hand because I know it has cooled down from the water. And look at this, it has changed colors again. So you need to dry it and put it here. And so let's see, let's compare. So we have our control penny that we didn't do anything to. We have our penny that we have put in a boiling solution of sodium hydroxide and zinc, and it looks like it changed colors. And this one was like this one. We had put it in the boiling solution of zinc and sodium hydroxide, got it to be this color, and then we gently heated in the flame and it turned to this color. So that's pretty cool. Now, a note that we didn't want to overheat it, because if we had overheated it, basically the top layer that we've coated it with would have melted away and we would have gotten back our copper pen. Let's read the rest of the directions. So it says, remove the coin from the beaker of water, dry it with a paper towel, which we did. Observe the appearance of the other 3 pennies and record your observations in the table. So you're going to record your observations. And then it says just clean up your lab station. Any chemicals can go down the drain with lots of water running. And it says encase your pennies between 2 layers of clear tape, just so you can take it home or you can put it in a Ziploc bag. So again, here are the 3. To clean up, I'm just going to put everything back. And to clean up my hot solution, you want to use beaker tongs. You grab that and then you pour it with water running in the sink. Have a great day, guys.